time to include some graphs, some images to my presentation. So I'll be sharing some of the images from Google itself. So that's why I'm sharing the entire of my screen. You understand? So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is AbdulSamad M, Omotosho, and today I'll be taking us on how to strategies on how to achieve success with any digital project. Today I'll be covering about 17 slides, and I'll also like to share some of the projects I'm personally working on, so we can have a first-hand experience of how managing a project and winning, using strategies to win and launch projects. So first and foremost, what is a digital project? Digital projects are projects like applications, websites, campaigns, and you can start a project by first defining the structure of the apps, or the structure of the websites you want to launch. So starting with chapter 1. So first we have to define the goal of a digital project. Number 1 is going to be talking about solutions we are trying to produce with the app. Then also we're going to be talking about examples of apps and campaigns and projects. I'm going to be sharing some examples on campaigns, a campaign project. So here is an example of a campaign for Unpacked Wealth on Instagram. We're using one of the tools called Trello. Chapter 2, why digital projects matter. Digital projects matter to enable businesses to compete and for individuals to stand out in the digital economy. However, challenges are common. Industry insights suggest that 70% of digital initiatives fail due to poor planning, miscommunication, and unclear goals. So what are the frameworks we're going to be implementing to achieve success in digital projects? There are actually 4 pillars we're going to be following, which is plan, execute, monitor, and adapt. So first and foremost, we're going to plan. So under plan, there's what we call SMART. That's defining clear objectives of the project. The basic meaning of SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant, and time-bound. This strategy is to align teams and prevent scope creep. The next slide is talking about knowing the audience. So we also have to research on what kind of audience we want to present or want to produce the project for, the campaign or an app. So I know we have to do a lot of research to know what kind of audience we're going to be presenting to. So I'll be showing you what some images you need to present when you are working on doing your audience research. So you also have to present a user persona. which is going to be telling you who the users are and where they are from. Also, the important detail about the user itself. I'm going to be sharing, before the end of this section, I'm going to be sharing the strategy report I presented for a company. So the next, we're going to be covering how to build a stellar team, because a successful digital project requires a diverse and collaborative team, including roles like project managers, developers, designers, marketers, so that they can they can all define their responsibilities and clearly avoid overlap. Then the next is going to be talking about creating a detailed project plan, which I've talked about the persona itself, and then we're going to be also doing research about the tools we're going to be using, which I've mentioned some of the tools. Some of the tools is Trello, Asana, ClickUp, and also Jira. So I've used Jira in the past to work on some projects. So next up, we're going to be talking about getting stakeholder buy-in. So for some digital projects like applications and websites, it's important to secure stakeholder approval for any kind of any kind of task that you like to publish or you like to implement. So it's very important to present clear goals and demonstrate ROI, and also address concerns using data, market research, or case studies to wherever you like to present to the stakeholder. Okay, before I forget, the stakeholder is somebody that is in charge or is involved with the whole project itself. Might be an investor, might also be the owner of the project itself. So next up, I'm talking about executing with agility. Okay, why this is important is because executing projects is very important, and what's more important is executing projects with agility, which means we are going to be using agile methodology to execute projects, because it drives effective execution through iterative development, sprints, and feedback loops. And some of the tools used in agile methodology, as I mentioned earlier, these Trello, Asana, and other tools that I'll be sharing in the next slides. So the next up, we're talking about using the right tools. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using the right tools and we also have to learn about some of the tools that we're going to be using to achieve success for any digital project. Some of the tools necessary Figma for design, Trello or Asana for task tracking, Slack for communication, and you can also try as much as possible to use the best tools that's going to work best for the team's workflow, and also integrate them to avoid silos. For example, you can integrate Trello with Zendesk. You can integrate Zendesk with HubSpot. HubSpot is usually also used for marketing. So whenever you're running a marketing campaign, a marketing project, it's important to use some necessary tools that match whatever projects you're working on. Most of these tools makes it easier for tracking and for running campaigns, for reaching out and managing customers, and for improving workflows efficiency as well. So next up, I'm talking about testing early and often. It's very important to test whatever projects before you push it out to users or to customers. So there are many ways to test projects or to test apps, to test websites, to test the campaign. So as it's written here, testing ensures quality and user satisfaction. So it's important to conduct usability testing to check if your project is initiative. A/B testing to compare versions, to website designs. Then, for example, if you are running a project, a website design project, or a website project, sorry, a website project and web app project. So it's important to probably launch 2 website designs or 2 different features, then push it out to same kind of users, to see if there's the difference with their engagement, and also you can also push the product to quality testers who usually like try to check for any bugs or any technical issue with the product. This is essential overall to make sure that the quality of the product reaches user satisfaction, and it also prevents coming back to fix issues that are supposed to be fixed before the launch of the project or product. Then the next up, we're going to talking about monitoring progress. So it's very important to monitor progress for data purposes, and there are a lot of tools that you can use to monitor progress. For campaigns and marketing projects, one of the best tools I use is HubSpot. I would have loved to share my HubSpot dashboard, but a lot of personal projects are there. So I only share an example of what an HubSpot marketing channel look like. So here is what an HubSpot marketing channel look like. You can input the data or import the data of your users, your contacts, your a lot of emails, contacts. You can send bulk emails to HubSpot. You can monitor and manage clients to HubSpot. You can also generate reports and KPIs using HubSpot. So also, when it comes to monitoring progress, there are also tools like Jira. For example, this is Jira here. So we can use this tool to monitor and track KPIs. As you have seen here, this is projects I worked on recently. Yeah, so this is some kind of KPI, and this helps to know what's the progress of the project and what is being done and what has been done and what should be done. Also, money.com is also very, very useful for multiple or many technical projects. Next up, I'm talking about how to adapt to challenges. Challenges are some script delays and technical bugs that are common in digital projects. And so there are a lot of ways to adapt to challenges. One common way is to adjust the timeline or scope. Also use informing the stakeholders beforehand before trying to fix the challenge. Then the next step we're going to be talking about how to plan a successful launch. One of the best ways to plan a successful launch is to test, as I mentioned earlier, have a marketing plan. That is, if your project involves marketing at all. Then user training, So you are going to be producing or creating or designing a training video or a how-to video for your users in case if your product is the kind of product that a lot of people don't usually use often. Then though I've never used such kind of product often, so you have to produce or design or uh, work on a training on how uh, people can use your product. Then also you are going to be testing functionalities to avoid glitches. Then create buzz, which is also part of the marketing. Demos on social media posts. Train users, like teaching customers to use a new app. Next up, I'm talking about evaluating and iterating. So post-launch, what you have to do next is to evaluate the success, which I've also talked about in the slide where I talked about measuring KPIs. So we are going to evaluate the feedback you get from clients, customers, users. Then you measure it with the KPI, and also you can use this evaluation to measure the churn rate. Churn rate is the rate at which people or users or customers leave your product or delete or uninstall your app. So it's very important to evaluate and to measure KPIs. Next up, I'm talking about common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Common pitfalls includes poor communication. Uh, Communication is very important whenever you're working on any project. To improve communication, it's important to use apps like Slack um, to make sure that everybody is is clear on each project or each task, and also unclear goals is also among the pitfalls, and also ignoring user feedback. So that's why it's important to measure the KPIs, look at what people are saying or talking about, and you can also run a campaign to ask users on what or how to improve your product. So that's why it's important to prioritize user feedback. Next up, I'm talking on okay, we are done. So the conclusion and next steps on how to launch a successful product. Launching a successful project or products requires a structured approach, plan with smart goals, and this framework empowers professionals and students alike to start their next project. Plan these strategies to align teams, satisfy stakeholders, and meet user needs. So I said earlier that I'm going to be sharing some projects that I'm working on to get a clearer view and clarity on what we have been talking about for the past few minutes. So okay, so I'm going to be sharing Figma of one of the projects I'm working on right now. And also, I'll be sharing a marketing strategy. And when you're launching a digital project, um, like a marketing campaign, it's important to create a marketing strategy. So here's an example of what a marketing strategy document looks like. So first and foremost, you talk about the summary and the project. Here, the strategy I presented for Talent Lab, the company and market overview, Also the landscape and insights. And then this is a competitor analysis, what the competitor are doing and what they're not, what they need to do. Also, this is the persona I was talking about. You're going to present what your target user looks like, what they are doing and what they need and what you can offer them. Next up is marketing objective and KPIs, and this is the objective is to get 3 to 5 clients per month, and this is how much is going to how much is going to be required to achieve this kind of amount of leads. Also, I've distributed the budget to different platforms, and I've provided reasons why some platforms are important to be used for some kind of for this kind of project. So this is a creative strategy on how to achieve the goal. So 10 LinkedIn posts, SEO, testimonials, and webinars, and all that. Also, I also added an influencer marketing strategy that can be utilized to and implemented to achieve the goal. Okay, so here is the budget that has been forecasted to achieve the 3 to 5 new clients in a month. Also, here's an analysis for the website, which shows that the website needs some optimization. Also, here is a reporting and analytical framework that will be used. I was talking earlier about the measuring KPIs. These are a kind of KPI that you measure when you're running a marketing campaign. Impressions, you measure the impressions, the clicks, the leads, and the CPL, which is the cost per lead. Also, the RS, which is the return on ad spend, and the organic traffic, the lead pipeline performance. This is going to be measured usually using HubSpot. So here are the insights and recommendations. Here is the final note that I presented to them. So also, here is an example of a Figma design for a product. So whenever you are working on a digital products or projects, and you're working on an app, so you have to make sure that you are conversant with tools like Figma, like Canva, like Asana, like Trello, and all that tools I have mentioned as well. So I'm basically showing you this Figma so that you'll be conversant with what a Figma page looks like. So whenever you are working on an app, a digital project like an app, and you have to monitor the progress and to talk about or to issue task to the designer, what you have to do is to come to the Figma page and you add comments like this. You put your mouse on each of the design, then you click here, then you add comments. So for example, here's a comment, here's a comment, then here's a comment, here's a comment for each of the pages that was designed. So I think that will be all for today. If there will be any questions, I would love to answer them.
And I'm just pausing to see if anyone has questions. But if no one has, I do have a number of questions myself. Anyone? No? Yeah, this has been, just very insightful, especially for me. And I think one of the questions I was thinking about just as you were presenting is how do you manage change? So in case something were to be changed in the, maybe you see an opportunity to maybe increase budget for marketing in a specific, like, is it all clear cut, or, you know, how do you compensate when a change needs to be made in
Okay.
the process?
I would like to hear your question again. But I would like to answer the part that I could understand. You're asking about how do we implement change, right? Or
Yes,
change of
correct.
budget.
Correct.
Okay. The right and the perfect way to go about it is to first talk to the stakeholders about the change in budgets, marketing budgets, and give them an important reason why that is needed. Then, if the increase in budget is approved by the stakeholders and they are well convinced that it is needed, then it's good to move on and implement the increments.
Okay. So what's your role? Are you like a digital marketer, or in this whole mix? Is this?
Okay. Yes. I'm a digital marketer and also a project manager, and also I do product management as well. Whenever there's a product, an application, or like a web app that needs to be managed, so I also manage apps. So I'm also a product manager. So it's digital. Actually, this role and this position is usually called digital project management.
Okay.
Digital project management. So you can be a digital project manager, or a product manager, or a digital marketing manager.
Right. So are you involved with the direct buy-in, or are you just making recommendations to the product owners?
Yes, it's for a product manager and for a project manager. For a marketing project manager or a growth project manager, it's important for you to ensure that there's growth, there's sales, and there's a lot of users. So it's not only about making the process seamless and everybody doing their work. It's also entail making sure that we are getting sales, we are getting enough traffic, and we are seeing growth in our products or in our projects.
Right. So do you make buying decisions, or do you just make recommendations and have somebody else make the purchase?
Most of the time is recommendations, because you can't make buying decisions when you are not the one with the funds.
Right.
Most of the time is the stakeholder.
Okay. Yeah. That's helpful. So how many touch points do you have to evaluate how things are going? What's the cadence for those types of evaluations?
Come again, please.
No, like how regularly do you have evaluations of the process?
Okay. It's same flow like a product management, stand-ups. You understand? So they usually stand-ups every day, sometimes every 2 days. Depends on the urgency of the product or the project. You understand? So they're usually stand-ups and weekly meetings and sections within usually within the teams. Then you talk about what the next phase is going to look like.
Right. And I know a lot of tools nowadays have their own internal systems where you can, do some analytics, some measurements. What's the edge for HubSpot? Like what does HubSpot have that other tools may not have?
Okay, so I'm not that perfect with HubSpot yet, but I started using it for the past since last year. So HubSpot is very, very good because you can you can easily implement and integrate HubSpot with a lot of tools. You can integrate HubSpot with Asana. You can integrate HubSpot with Zendesk. So you can automate a lot of processes. You can from a campaign itself, you can import data and contacts from with using Zendesk to HubSpot from your campaign, from your promotions. Then with that, you can measure the kind of contacts you have. You can label them. You can send them emails directly from HubSpot.
Okay, that makes sense. And you showed us some Figma wireframes. Is that something you designed, or what was the purpose for using Figma? I just wanted to be clear.
Okay.
Is that
okay? So as I said earlier in some of the slides I presented, whenever you're working on a digital project, it is very essential you know how to use Figma, at least, even though you don't know how to design. So, but personally, I know how to design, but I didn't design that. I didn't design the Figma page I shared. I didn't design it, but I'm working on a project where it involves a designer, it involves a web developer, it also involves a product manager. You understand? So I'm managing the whole project.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have any other questions? I mean, this was very insightful. I know, for one, it's an area we've struggled with even at Halas, just measuring the impact of some of our programs and seeing where the opportunities. Even though the platform that we're on, Circle, I don't know if you know about Circle, but they have some analytics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know Circle. Circle is like a community, like a forum.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, there was a project I wanted to work on, and we were to use Circle, but Circle usually limits what you want to achieve. So, but Circle is actually cost effective. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people use it, because instead of building from scratch, building your product or your forum from scratch, it is better to just use Circle. And there are other applications like 𝗧cie. Is it 𝗧cie? Yeah, I think. Other apps like 𝗧cie. 1 minute, let me see if I'm right. That you can also use for a forum. So I think Circle is good, and it is the best for a startup that is looking to scale. You understand? And
we're mostly sticking to Circle for the moment because they're also constantly innovating, which is something I like about such companies. Like they're constantly coming up with new features for their customers. So unlike some other companies where it could be the same product for years or a month, but Circle, they're constantly coming up with something new. So. And we didn't want something that was, specific to a product, like, say courses, or, it's more, I think Circle is more general. Like this course just maybe suggests that it's about online courses, right?
No. Actually, this course is a forum. A lot of websites use it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Never heard of it.
You can see an example. OpenAI use it for their
Okay.
Can you see it here?
Yes, I can.
So,
it's interesting. Good. Yeah, there'll always be a new product out there that's better than. Yeah, but this was great. I just wish I know it will benefit a lot of more people as they get to watch the recording, and just want to thank you.
I actually love to have a lot of people ask me questions so I can answer, especially people that are looking to come into digital marketing or project management.
Exactly, and that's why we have to bring you back. You know, I know there's a lot more aspects to this. I mean, we could get like really specific on, you know, whether it's HubSpot or any other tool that you use. So
Yeah.
definitely, you know, we would like to bring you back, and you know, hopefully, um, you know, we're also looking for a way to maybe share sound bites from some of these classes so that people can see what they're missing, because it's a lot of knowledge. And yeah, just thanks.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, though, we do have one more class today at starting at 7. So you know, if anyone is on the call and listening, please make sure to join that one too. Sorry to cut you short.
Yes. I just want to know if everything is like you have asked all the questions.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I definitely will reach out to you if I have other questions. But I think that's all the questions I have for now.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to stop the